Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today I am packing makeup for my trip to Europe. So I've got a couple containers by my feet here and I figured the easiest way to pack would be to just do my makeup with the makeup that I'm packing to make sure I don't miss any steps. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into it. Before we get too far into the video, if you've not already, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I upload 2 times a week. It's totally free to subscribe and I would love to have you back on the channel. Alright, let's get into the makeup. So I am looking for things that are like multi-purpose, like trying to pack light. I need 12 days worth of makeup, okay? So, you know, it's not like a month trip or anything like that. So I'm trying to be realistic and not go too heavy on what I'm packing, you know? So I've got here my Alley Glinds. I believe this is the medium size bag. Got mine in gray with the rose gold zipper. Love it so much. And then I have this Laura Lee Los Angeles bag that I got her brush set in that I'm going to put any brushes and things in there. I don't expect to fully fill both of these. I just brought them to keep the brushes separate from the makeup. So I'm going to start with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I'll leave linked if you haven't seen it yet here, the oldest makeup in my collection. And I told you guys this is like the oldest one, and once I was done with that Wet n Wild Impossible primer, which I am now, I fully used it up, that I would be working on this one because this is like the next oldest thing that I own that I'm like, she's been around a while. She's still in good shape, but like we should use her up because she's been here a minute. So I'm gonna take it so that I can get 12 days of use out of her, and that's the only primer I'm taking, so like I will be using it, you know, as most of this stuff. I'm not taking anything other than the stuff I'm showing you in this video. And here's how much I have to start with. So that's going in. For foundation, girl, I've gone back and forth on what to take. I finally decided I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. Why? The smell on this one is not it for me. But other than that, like the actual application and wear time and everything is actually wonderful on this one. So she's gonna go. Yep, there's that paint thinner smell. Gotta love it. A lot of the stuff too, guys, you'll notice is gonna be drugstore, so that like if anything happened, it got lost, broken, whatever, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I think I said mine's in shade Nude Ivory that I have. And then I always use this Morphe JH03 brush for my foundation. So that's the first like brush or tool I'll definitely be putting into my bag. I like this foundation too because I would say it's a nice medium coverage. It's not full coverage. So it'll be lightweight enough that it's supposed to be like mid 80s where I'm going. It'll be light enough, I think, that it won't be too heavy feeling of makeup with the heat. All right, so for setting powders, I think I'm actually gonna take 2 because I always take for travel this little Ciate London one, and I only use it on travel because it's so small. I got it in an Ipsy, but you guys, you know, I'm going for 12 days. I just don't know if this is enough, to be honest. So I am gonna take another one in case I run out, because if it's going to be 85 degrees, like I gotta set this makeup or it's not gonna last. I just do. By the way, I'm using a Lunar Beauty sponge here, and oh, where did it go? I actually have a second one still in the box that I'm gonna pack this new one, and I can keep it then in that little plastic thing as I travel, so that, you know, as it gets dirty and has foundation on it, it's not getting all over the bag. Really do like this powder, by the way. It's the Ciate London Extraordinary Translucent Powder, in case you're wondering. I honestly don't even know if they sell this. I got this from an Ipsy ages ago. It's really nice, really smoothing. I like this one better than the Coty Airspun because it has no scent. But as you guys know, I use up what I have, whether I like it or not. I don't know if I'll use it that much on the trip, but I am going to pack 1 concealer here just because there are mornings I wake up a little sleep deprived and need a little something there. So I'm going to throw that one in. And I know I said I was only going to do one primer, but in case I have a dry day, I am going to add my Well People Bio Booster Drops. It's not really a primer so much as it is, you know, you can mix it with your foundation or whatever if you're dry, but that's going to go in there as well. And then tomorrow, if I need to use any of these products before I go, I will just use them right out of this bag and not take them out and put them right back in. So I already have everything packed. Oh, because by the way, when I'm filming this is the day before I leave. For you guys, when you see this, I'll probably be like in the middle of like on my trip. Take a little bit of this powder to set that. And then since I don't have very much in there, you can see how little is left. The other one I'm gonna throw in is the other little mini I have, or a Mercier little translucent one, just because it's the other little like mini travel one I have. I'm also putting this in my carry-on bag. So like when I wake up, if I wanna just spot conceal, because I'm not gonna wear a lot of makeup on the plane, this is the Kokie Full Cover Foundation, made in Italy, ironically, that's where I'm going. And this is in shade 10C, whatever that means to you. But it's just a little mini travel pump that is little enough to take, since it's only 0.15 fluid ounces in my carry-on bag. Okay, so I think we're gonna do brows next. So I have fallen in love recently with the Laura Lee Los Angeles brush for this. Here, I found it. It is the L29. This spoolie, I was using this Morphe one. Just compare here, the shape, so you can see. I like smaller spoolies. This one's just a bit too long. They're similar in width and they're both tapered, but I like the length of this one better. The other end of both of them is really pretty much the same, but for the spoolie part, I actually like the Laura Lee Los Angeles one more, and that's the one I'm going to take on my trip. And I'm taking my NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade in shade Brunette. It's super nice and tiny, travel friendly, as well as that's just what I've been using lately and trying to use up. So for two reasons I'm taking this one. Okay, so I was gonna take the Pacifica Bronzer and Blush Duo. I can't find that thing anywhere. So instead, I'm gonna take the Sunsetter palette by Becca, because it's got a lot of products in here. That way I can kind of do a one and done moment. Pretty packaging. I got this at TJ Maxx for $20. It says compare at $33. And here it is. I did kind of dig up on accident with my nail the one kind of highlighter-y shade. These blushes are really shimmery. They say like one is a skin perfecting like illuminator and the other blushes, but these are like very blushy highlighter, like 2-in-1 situations, which again, I'm looking for functionality, so fine. Luxie 504 angled brush, and this bronzer is like slightly, I think, too deep for me. By the way, the shade is Gold Trotter that I'm using. I don't know if they do these in singles or not, like, not that the brand exists, but if you were looking specifically on like Mercari or Poshmark or something. So I'm gonna go really lightly with this, since it is pretty toasty deep color on me personally. It's not as cool toned as what I normally go for, but we're going on vacation, you guys. It's okay to be a little warm toned, toasty, bronzed chicklet, you know? This also, I will say, is more of a satin, borderline luminous bronzer, so if you're not into that, this isn't for you. It just does bring a nice bit of color to the face, I do believe. And I've already raved, if you've watched recently, about this brush, the Laura Lee Los Angeles L23 blush brush. I've been loving it with my matte Palladio blush. Let's see how it does with this palette. I've got Calypso Coral, I've got Vava Bloom, and Escapist is supposed to be the highlighter. So I think I'm actually gonna go in with Vava Bloom, I think, whatever this one is that I dug into. See how this brush does with something a little more shimmery. Ooh, yeah, see what I mean? That's like a highlighter. It's not even really blush. It's got like the tinge of blush, but it's really shimmery. I do still like how this brush is applying it though. It's really pretty. See, and I'm okay if I'm not like super blushy either. I feel like this is like just a pretty kind of glowy natural look. Let's see what happens if I pull a little the other. Does that one have more pigment? I think they're really similar, you guys. Like this big one and this one look very similar on the face. Both super glowy, so like I'm not gonna pack any separate highlighters or anything like that. I'm just gonna go with this and call it done. It's gonna be so pretty outside though, you know, like that glow. I really like that. I like this the first time I used it too. I haven't used this a lot, so I'm definitely gonna get some good use out of it. I almost put my brush back. See, this is what I have to be careful of. So excited about the product. I almost didn't put the brush in the bag. Eek. All right, so that's gonna be my bronzer, blush, and highlight, like all of that. And here's the great thing, even though it's a like palette like that, it fits in this bag perfectly right in there. Right, eyeshadow primer, my normal Urban Decay primer potion that I've been trying to use up. She's still got plenty in there, so that's what's going for 12 days. Now, I've thought about it for days now. I'm not kidding you guys. I know that seems silly just for eyeshadow, but I've been debating what one palette to take for 12 days. And I'm gonna take the Game Beauty Victory palette. This one just, it's got a couple pops of fun, but it's mostly neutral. And yeah, I just think that's what I'm gonna be the most happy with. So I'm gonna do my eyeshadow with this, make sure I have all the brushes I need. So I'm gonna go in first with Pug. This is the Laura Lee L26. I think I'm just gonna take these Laura Lee ones and not my Morphe ones on the trip. Really get some good testing done while I'm there with these. Then with the L28, I'm gonna go in with OP, which is like a slightly deeper brown. I use that smaller brush too to do Pug on like the inner portion of the lower lash line and OP on the outer portion just to match the shades I used on top to the bottom. I don't think I'm gonna take any glitter primer. I think I'm just gonna let it live how it is. I think I'm gonna do Kiting matte today, the rest of the lid here, and just leave the lid mostly matte. And I want to do an inner corner pop of blue. I don't know if I'll do that on the trip or not at all, but it's what I'm feeling today for a day of finalizing packing. So for inner corner, I think I'm going to take my Rephr 03 and I'm going to put Glass Cannon in the corner here. It's a fun little blue pop. And there's plenty of other like gold and coppery shades that I can use like as a shimmer on the lid if I want during my trip as well. And then I'm gonna take my M508 and use the shade Tank to create a shadow liner. I'm not gonna take any liquid liner. I want a little heavy with the liner on this side. I'll just have to be careful not to do that on the trip unless I want to be smoky and dramatic one day. And yeah, that'll be it for the eyeshadow, and that's going to be the palette I take. The other reason I picked this palette is because it is just super nice and compact, and it is also going to fit so nicely in this case with everything else. You can fit so much in these cases. Hello. I now have Garfield visiting. He's going to miss me very terribly. I know he is. And Wes is just gonna have to give him lots and lots of cuddles while I'm gone, huh, buddy? He's never amused by the lights and the cameras, you guys, but he likes to come in and say hi. He always has this kind of like grumpy, sad look on his face, even when he's purring, so it's just how he is. All right, before I forget, I'm gonna do the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus in shade 3. That's going with me. I have another brow gel that I've been working on using up, but I absolutely hate it, you guys. It is like glue. That one is the Femme Couture Perfect Arch Clear Brow Gel. Oh, it's like difficult to remove, and I don't want to deal with that on my trip, so I'm taking a favorite instead. I don't think I'm gonna take any like waterline eyeliners too. I'm trying to be low maintenance if you can't tell. Okay, lash curlers are an absolute must. Those have to go. I'm also gonna take the Buxom mascara I've been working on. And I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to tell how much I've used out of this. It doesn't seem like it's drying out, but because I'm paranoid, I'm gonna throw in the Eyeshadow Rock Out and Lash Out mascara. I don't remember liking this one, but it's tiny, so she's going in just in case. I also got last time I was at TJ Maxx, and I'm really glad I did now that trip has come up, the Mini Max Fix Plus setting spray. So that's gonna be great to take a little mini on vacation. Well, there goes Garfield. He did not like the mist. This is brand new, so it should definitely last 12 days, even being a mini. Okay, lips. So I'm gonna throw in the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Stockholm. I use that a lot as a neutral daily situation. I'm also going to put in, just to have a couple options, you know, I'm not trying to like totally deprive myself here. The Ofra lip liner in Chestnut. I do like to pair that with, so one of my Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks. I don't like do that on my channel anymore, that brand, but I do have Fully Nude just from the past in my collection, so I'm gonna pack that just to get some use out of it. So I'll have that combo. I'm gonna put on the NYX today, and then I think I'm gonna put in a gloss just so that I have one. I'm gonna go with the Lunar Beauty gloss in shade Starlight. So yeah guys, here is the neutral look. That's all the makeup I'm gonna pack for 12 days. It's not anything glam, but it's not a glam trip. You know, I'm a chaperone with students for a school trip, so there's not gonna be any lashes. There's not any like dark, dramatic, bold lip or anything like that. Maybe some things like that for, I'm going on a vacation with my family later this summer. So if you guys like this video and you wanna see something similar, but with that trip and that kind of different makeup, let me know. But I think this is cute for a little Italian Grecian moment. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure I'm having a blast. Like I said, as this is going up and you're watching it, I'm on my trip, and I did fit all of that stuff into this one bag, which means I can probably put some of my other toiletries. This Laura Los Angeles bag is so big, and I only have a few brushes. Let's see. I've got 8 brushes and a sponge I'm packing, so I'll have plenty of room for like toothpaste, hairbrush, other toiletries to go in there, which is great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!